So let's talk about succession planning. I talk on this topic a lot on Novo's behalf and with our clients and other organizations. You might have participated in another presentation or two where we've talked about this. But in succession planning, there's 3 key pieces of information that you need in order to have powerful, powerful metrics about your workforce. Because this gets at what's going to happen, not just what happened. So we're going to cover what these 3 points are really quick. And I've even got samples in here so that when you want to refer back to of how you would go about doing some of those calculations. So let's just jump into succession planning. So I've heard a lot about succession planning, the why can't we do it, why is it daunting, it seems really huge, oh my gosh, we have thousands of employees or hundreds of employees, or even if you have 25 employees, it's still something that you should do. And the neat thing is you don't have to do it across an entire organization. But you'll be remiss if you only do it to certain levels in the organization, you know, stopping at VPs or stopping at directors or maybe just the executive suite. Because if there's information deeper in the organization that you need to help you as HR professionals. So here's some of the things that I hear when we hear the objections. It's just for retirees. Or how about this? They're just for the executives. As I mentioned, you know, we don't have time to go so deep. Or the technology and tools are expensive. How many of you have Excel? You can do Excel. Succession planning can work on Excel for even really big organizations. They're a lot of work and I don't have time. Now that one can be, you know, a tough one to sell. But what you start looking at is what is the back end savings of the headaches, issues, and challenges you face, and you can start to get an ROI on a succession plan. And oh, I already know everybody who's in my succession plan. I don't need data from HR or anybody to tell me that. These are really common objections. Single points of failure. These are important positions. So kind of on the same lines as a key position, these are those positions where individuals, we call them SPOFs because we have to put an acronym to everything we do. They are the individuals who hold or hoard key pieces of information that they don't want to share with anybody else. Great example was at an organization I worked at, we had a lot of, it was a data and analytics organization, ironically, and we had an individual, Dr. Dave, I'll never forget Dr. Dave, who had been with the organization 40 years, and he was responsible for creating algorithms. And those algorithms predicted the impact of housing issues in an earthquake in California. The algorithm, I don't even know how complex it was, but Dr. Dave had it here, and it was very hard to unwind that from a product perspective. That's a SPOF, the person who has that single point of failure. And a lot of organizations forget about these because they may not hit the radar in succession planning at the right level. These are critical. You can create a remediation plan, and you can make sure that you've got knowledge transfer in place. And that's probably one of the most powerful things you can do to help your managers is eliminate SPOFs. Because SPOFs can also tend to, as I mentioned, hoard the information. Are those people easy to manage? People who don't want to share information or say, I'm protecting myself. That's not an easy management environment for your teams either. So single points of failure are very critical.